Welcome into Wager Talk Last Call, you guys. It's time for your primetime preview. We've got Monday Night Football Week 16 wrapping up tonight as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Indianapolis Colts. Now, looking at the look-ahead lines, we were seeing the 49ers laying 5.5. That number's moved down to 4.5 currently. We're seeing a couple fours, the majority of the books posting those 4.5s. As for the total, 46 was the look-ahead line. Now 46.5 is kind of hanging around as the books looking for some points to come or bets coming in on that side. Now, in the comments, just drop your questions there. We're going to have the Prez and Teddy covers coming in at the same time. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tom Viola is going to follow them up here. So we're going to be going over everything. Make sure you drop those questions and open your Odds Logic page so that you can follow these lines and get the best of those numbers. But let's bring in the guys now and let's get into this, you guys.
Well, there he is. Pasty Teddy covers. How are you, my friend?
So you're always worried about whether people are tan or not. And
yeah, dude, what's going on with you?
I'm not pasty at all. It's just the lighting at this time of the day here in Vegas a little bit awkward in my office. So,
Teddy, what do you think the chances of Joe actually getting a word in here?
I'll take the under.
That's what I was going with. I thought the under for sure, you guys. Yeah. Let us know in the chat what you think here.
Joe, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, I know. Very good luck to me. We got a whole bunch of new members jumping in here. Love to see it. But you guys drop those questions for these two. They're going to get to them. Teddy, I'm going to go to you first. This Monday Night Football game. Excited for this one? Got any really takes that you want to get out before I hand it over to Prez?
I mean, I'm in play on the game for the clients. I got a free play video up on YouTube TV, WagerTalk.com's WagerTalk TV on YouTube. But you want me to give out the play here? I mean, you tell me. I don't know.
I want to hear it.
I got Indy plus 5.5. I'm betting. It's a little bit of bet on and a little bit of bet against. We're betting on the fact that the Colts played at a completely different energy level last week with Phillip Rivers, and all the quotes after the game where Phillip Rivers gives us a chance. We believe in Phillip Rivers. We think we have a chance now. So from an intensity standpoint, I think we get Indy's A game here. The other factor is San Fran. For as good as their record is, for as good as their season's been, let's be real. It's significantly schedule related. Look at what the 49ers have faced in the last month. Bottom feeder, bottom feeder, bottom feeder, bottom feeder. Of course, they're going to look good. Indy's not a bottom feeder. I thought that that at plus 5.5, the Colts were worth a look, and I advise my clients to make that same bet.
Okay. I love that you're going with them plus the 5.5. Prez, I want to ask you, everyone's talking about Phillip Rivers. I want to hear what you think Brock Purdy is going to be able to do against the man coverage the Indianapolis Colts defense brings.
Well, I mean, listen, that's a great question, Joe. It's just not something that I factor into my handicap. Like, I don't sit here and try to work out what Brock Purdy is going to do. I will tell you that I don't like Indianapolis tonight from his side. And you know, when Teddy talks about the energy out there, this is one of those, no matter how horny a eunuch is, he's still a eunuch. And it just, the energy and all of that stuff just doesn't matter to me. I think Indianapolis is going to get blown out, likely tonight. I just look at this team and I think to myself, they were excited. Phillip Rivers was there last week. They had a chance. They held the game in their hands. They screwed it up. And I think regardless of how much practice they had this week and much more weight Phillip Rivers has actually lost and the 7 grandchildren he's probably had since the last game, I just look at this Indianapolis team and I think if San Fran comes down and scores early, this game could get away from them fast. And I think that ultimately what we've seen, Phillip Rivers or not, is that over the last literally since the Pittsburgh game, they have been stacking the box against Jonathan Taylor, and he's done basically nothing. They've turned the team into a one-dimensional team, you know, and we saw that against Seattle, Jacksonville, Houston, KC. I mean, they didn't get over 20 points in any of those games. Now, with that said, I'm cheering for Teddy because I'm not betting San Fran. So, hey, I love me some Teddy, and I hope him and his clients win. I'm looking at the total in this game. Yes, Theodore.
Well, now that you just took a big dump all over my play, and then like, oh, yeah, but so let me ask you this. If you're so strong, why aren't you playing it? If you think San Fran is going to go up 7-0 and it's blowout city, why didn't you lay the points, and why didn't you advise your clients to lay the points?
Well, that's a great question, Teddy, because
Thank you, Lawrence.
Because I found a better bet. And
Oh,
I
what's
will
that?
happily give it out on air too, Teddy. Joe.
Okay. What's
Joe,
the better bet? You're playing on the total here.
I am playing Kevin is rolling with Teddy and fading. He's not fading the Prez. I'm not on San Fran. I just don't like Indianapolis here. So I like Indianapolis under 20.5 points, Joe. This is a baffling line to me. I can't figure it out. They got 16 against Seattle, 19 against Jacksonville, 16 against Houston, 20 against Kansas City.
Why are you worried about what happened a month ago with a different quarterback in a different situation? Like, how is even the Jacksonville game for me is not
Why
relevant.
Are you so angry?
I'm smiling, man. It's all smiles, but
Kumbaya. Joe, what did you get yourself into?
I don't know. I knew as soon as that question came, can we come on together, that I thought maybe there'd be a bit of fireworks here. So, okay, the under 20.5 with the Colts. Teddy, you don't like it?
No, I'll just leave it, Lawrence. If you, but to me, it makes. I'm baffled by your thought process when you're going, before Phillip Rivers got there and when they went to Jacksonville, the offense didn't work. That's why they brought him in.
Teddy, this guy is 4 years removed from playing. He looked like crap against Seattle.
Yes and no. He looked like a good backup quarterback. A good backup quarterback gets the ball out of their hands quick. You don't ask a good backup quarterback to make him throwing 50-yard bombs downfield. You got a good backup quarterback that's going to get the ball out of their hands quickly and allow the receivers to make plays. And Phillip Rivers did that last week against a good Seattle defense.
So D Bartolo 19 likes San Fran on the money line, parlayed with any other game you want. So Teddy, let's pick another game for him. What game should he parlay that with?
So let's talk some hoops. We talk NBA, we talk college.
Joe, just watch.
Yeah. I'm just gonna sit back. I'm gonna grab a coffee here and let you guys go.
Or you got some NHL you want to give out, Lawrence? I mean, you tell me.
I like St. Louis under, Tampa Bay and St. Louis under. I like the Flyers. So those are the two hockey games I like, but I couldn't get to the window. And I also passed in NBA, but I like Boston over the total. I think it was 225 when I looked last.
Yeah,
so
I was tempted by the Jazz plus all those points in the NBA tonight, and I talked myself out of it. I was tempted by Golden State. At 6, I couldn't get there with the Warriors. I thought that was a little bit too high. Same thing with Detroit. I like Detroit, but not at 6. But in college basketball, there were a couple of games that definitely stood out to me. And again, neither one's a client play. And you're talking about taking a dogs on the road before Christmas, which is always you hope they hang. But my experience has been the last game before Christmas, it's the home team that gets distracted around the holidays.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Together. The road team's like, hey, we're in this together. The home team's the one that has stuff right before the game, right after the game. And they got, playing for many of these college kids, they got plane flights out of town after what's been a crazy semester. So anyhow, I was looking at Utah Tech plus 19.5, plus 20. I talked myself out of it because I was afraid Creighton is going to be bombing threes like they've been doing each of the last 2 games. But Utah Tech's been a feisty dog, and I hate this spot for the Blue Jays. I just hate it. So lean Utah Tech. That's the game number 635. The other one that I thought about lean, and look at that. It's moved since the last time I looked at it. St. Mary's was laying 13 earlier in the day. Now it's down to 11.5 at the sharp books against Northern Iowa. I thought 13 was a little bit rich for St. Mary's. Northern Iowa is a feisty little dog. So that's betting number 843. Northern Iowa has taken the money, and the money's come for Creighton. So the wise guys are with me on one, against me on the other. But Utah Tech plus 19.5. Northern Iowa, you can still find plus 12s. That's the 2 that I would look at in college hoops if you want to play that with San Francisco 49ers on the money line, which is not a bet that I would make. But thanks for the question.
Yeah. Joe, what do you like tonight? I like the team total under in Indianapolis, 20.5. Teddy likes Indianapolis plus 5.5. Yeah. Teddy, your current clients or people listening, are you okay with +4. I know they've missed the best number. Are you still good with that bet?
At 4, so what I do with every play that I release, I have a line parameter. And if you get the best of the number, you bet it for full amount. As you get further away from the number, you bet less. I think I downgraded this to 2%,
right,
as at +4 or lower. So if you didn't get the best of the number, you make a smaller sized wager, but you still make the wager.
Jo, where are you going tonight?
Oh, I'm going with the Colts. I love the Colts as a home dog. 3-2 against the spread this season.
Why isn't Teddy yelling at you about talking about their spreads with another team a month ago? Teddy, why are you not yelling at her? How
because
dare?
Joe's no host. She's just trying to get us in and out of it.
You're
the one. First of all, it's way too easy to yell at you. Second of all, you're worried about me being pasty, dude. You're sitting in the dark. Like, where's your face? Where's the lighting for your face? You got a can? You got a cap over your? It's like your face is supposed to be lit when you're on camera. You're not supposed to be sitting in the dark like some mysterious man.
Mr. Mysterious will start.
Guys, put in the comment section if you want Teddy and I on WagerTalk Last Call together again.
I
never.
I absolutely do all the time.
Jo Madden, you like the Colts. Tell us why.
I like the Colts. I like the Colts because I think Phillip Rivers is going to show up a little bit stronger. And I look at Brock Purdy and I think he's going to struggle with the man coverage here the Colts defense puts on. I think a lot of people are forgetting how strong this defense can be. So I got Brock Purdy under 248.5 for his passing yards. I did take Phillip Rivers over 160.5. Little nervous about this because we didn't see that arm strength, but I think he's going to get a lot of short passes off to Tyler Warren, and we're going to see it really add up there. So I took Tyler Warren over his receiving prop. It was 4.5. You're going to get plus money there instead of the 35.5. So, and then I think Jonathan Taylor, he has to get something going on the ground. His longest rush is where I looked for him. I just have to pull up that number again for you guys. His longest rush is 17.5. So I like that because we know we can have one of those breakout ones. So that's where I'm going. What do you guys like? What do you hate?
Well, I'd like to speak about this vaunted Indianapolis defense you talk about. They allowed. Oh wait, I can't go backwards. I'm not allowed to use anything.
But it has to be contextual.
In the future.
Contextual. How many points they allow over their last 10 games? Which, by the way, Teddy, I only go 10 games back. I don't go more. Even in hockey.
So how many points have they allowed their last 10 games, Lawrence? What's your point?
I can't add it up really quickly, but 18, 36, 20. I mean, 36 to Jacksonville, okay. 20 to Houston, 23 to KC, 25 to Atlanta, 27 to Pittsburgh.
Heavens to Betsy.
27 to Arizona. This is not a vaunted defense. It's not horrible, but this is like a middle of the pack D. This is not some kind of man-to-man coverage. San Fran must be worried. San Fran is going to run CMC down their throat until man-to-man ain't no more, and then they're going to open it up.
Yeah, and George Kittle is going to get some receptions as well. I like George Kittle for the anytime touchdown over his receptions as well because I think Brock is going to be able to get the ball to him. But yeah, CMC should have a good game. I'm not against you on that. I just think the Colts have the possibility. They've won both games this season as a home dog.
Teddy?
So the nuance, of course, that my friend Lawrence is missing is that DeForest Buckner, the Pro Bowl defensive lineman for Indy, who's been hurt for the last month, is available to play tonight. That is an instant impact on the Colts defensive line. Their defensive line much better when Buckner is playing than when he isn't.
Yes.
Buckner, in my mind, is not just the key to the defensive line presence, not just against the run.
No, he's huge.
Buckner is also the key to the pass defense for Indy. When Indy gets a pass rush, their cornerbacks hold up. When they don't, they don't. There's a lot of man coverage, as Joe was talking about. So that's predicated on creating pressure on the opposing QB. No pass rush, no pass defense. Buckner in the lineup for the first time in more than a month. That matters. That's an impact injury when it happened and an impact return. So there's some of the nuance. I can go give you a bunch more nuance about the Arizona game, but I'm sure you don't remember those, Prez. It's too far back for you.
Oh, I remember everything, Teddy.
You guys have a great concept for a new show between the two of you.
Oh,
it
God,
should be called like something like
WagerTalk today.
In live.
Nope.
in person in a pub and debating why you're on the opposite of each game. It would be hilarious.
We're not on the opposite of each game. And I'll tell you something, Jo.
Only the games you're on the opposite
There
of.
should be, let me tell you how, what happens every week. I call Teddy on, I don't know, Wednesday. I'm like, what do you like, Teddy?
Wednesday.
He's like, I don't know. I'm like, you want to go through the games? He's like, do you have them up? I'm like, sure. I do all the hard work. I then announce the game, and Teddy's like, I don't know. And then I go to the next game. He's like, I don't know. So we could do that show, me trying to get info out of Teddy on a Wednesday for what he likes in NFL.
I think that'd be fun.
When you call me on Fridays, I got stronger opinions a lot of times. That's why I don't put out a lot of plays early in the week.
Yes, you do, Teddy.
Because so part of my process is I stew on this stuff. I stew on it. I think about it on Monday, and I think about it on Tuesday, and I remember a quote from September on Wednesday, and then I see something that pops up on the odds logic screen on Thursday with an injury. I'm like, man, that's impactful.
Why don't you give out your odds logic code?
I'm ready to come. But that's why I don't put out a bunch of plays early in the week. It's not my
Why don't
MO.
you give out your odds logic code? You do it all day on every other show. So let's hear it, Teddy.
Well, the reason I talk about odds logic on all my shows, Lawrence, because I use odds logic all the time.
Okay.
It's so good, Teddy.
I
It
have
is
it
so
running
freaking good.
on this
Dude,
screen over here.
I mean,
This
there it
my
is.
camera
There it
screen.
is. Right there.
It is. It's
There it
fantastic.
I literally have it running pretty much 24/7. You know, every once in a while I reboot the computer. But oddslogic.com/Teddy, free 7-day trial. And
guys, use it.
It's a good product. Try it. It's free.
Yeah, it's
Oddslogic. And here's the other key. All right. So it's not like it's a freaking 20-minute sign up. It's like a minute. Fill in your name and something, username and a password, and you're done. It's not. So it takes a minute and it's free, and try it for a week. If you don't like it, never use it again. No one's bad.
But it is amazing.
It is. Okay, Prez.
Yeah, go ahead, Jo.
I was just going to say, I promise you, got you here for one more minute. You got the under, Colts 20.5. What else have you got, and what have you got for sale?
Yeah, so that's the only play I got going tonight. It's the under 20.5 with Indianapolis. I have been betting more team totals of late, and I'm actually rolling in totals. I swept yesterday in my totals, 3-0. But I lost my 5%, Teddy, on Baltimore Ravens.
No.
Oh, why'd you? Well, that's your own fault for having Baltimore for going against me. Why, if you asked me about that game, you wouldn't have 5%.
Well, way to go, way to go, Teddy.
Wednesday, though, I'm sure, Teddy, you didn't have an opinion.
Anyway,
I'm sorry you lost that play, but I'm not, because I had the other side, and you're an idiot for having played it.
Yes, an idiot. Thank you, Teddy. Wow, that's him. Wow. Wow.
I don't even know what to do with the two of you. Okay, Teddy, what do you got up for sale on WagerTalk.com for us?
Now, admittedly, the Lamar Jackson injury didn't help.
Oh, just a little. Would that be a bigger injury than Buckner? Yeah,
comparable.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, because Jackson is not Lamar. The whole point. Part of the reason that I bet New England, a big part of the reason that I bet New England, is because Lamar Jackson has been battling 6 different injuries. He's not Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and yet he marched them down the field on every drive.
Everyone.
One was a fumble, and the last one ended with him getting injured. So well done, Teddy. Good job.
Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate
miss you,
that.
Teddy.
On my page at WagerTalk.com, you can find, obviously, the play on the Colts for tonight. You can also find a single NBA best bet for this evening. Don't ever buy a play, though. If you want to get on board, partner up, let's get a package. If the deals we have now, what do we got? Buy 10 days. It's like $10 a day. It'll get you all through the holidays, all through Christmas, and you get the instant alerts every time a play comes in. I mean, it makes sense. Check it out. 10-day package on my page. $99. WT.buzz.
Did you tell them how good you are in NBA? Come on. Brag about your NBA.
We've won the last 5, 5-0. I'm up 196 units in NBA since 2022, I think it is. We like NBA. NBA has been good.
And that's the point. Forget about your 5 wins in a row. Everybody can win 5 games in a row. Teddy is legit top 3 NBA expert I know, and has been for at least 5 years. So don't sell yourself short, brother. Your NBA is incredible.
Thank you, Lawrence.
Just like your hair, bro. Just like your hair. You're so handsome, Teddy.
Okay, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. On last call, it is 7:20. It's time for you two to go. All the best in all your bets, you guys.
Later, everybody. Lots of love. Thanks for
420
doing
in
this.
Vegas. Woo!
Let's go. Okay, you guys, that was the Prez and Teddy covers. Make sure you do head on over to WagerTalk.com to get all of their best picks over there. So much great things going on over at WagerTalk.com. Lots of specials coming out. So you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of their best bets over there. Let's bring in Tom Viola. I'm not sure if we could laugh more, but let's see. Let's see what Tom's got for us today.
Oh man, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that up, Joe.
It's big shoes. Big shoes to fill right now.
I could try and scream a lot, but I don't think I'm going to be able to quite deliver on that electric performance. That was fantastic.
Now when the Prez said to Teddy, "Why aren't you yelling at her?" I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't think anyone was going to come yell at me today." I'm really glad he didn't. So it was good. It scared me for a second.
He was trying to drag you into this. You're like, I want no beef in this.
I don't want any drama. That is for sure. But let's get back into this Monday night football game. Week 16 will be in the books after this game tonight. I can't believe how deep we are in the season. 49ers versus the Colts, Tom. What are you liking in this one? We're seeing a couple more fours popping for the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is the 3.5, 4.5 doesn't really matter. It doesn't take that much money to move on that number.
Yeah.
Now, 3 to 3.5, much bigger deal. So, like, I'm not overly stressing myself about the market moves with it. I personally, if I was going to bet this game, I lean with Teddy. I think that the Phillip Rivers thing was fun for a week, but I think now, okay, we're going to get exposed a little bit more. Teams have a week of film to say, okay, well, here's what they did. Here's what they didn't do. You know his limitations. You know they're going to focus on yards after the catch. You know they're going to focus on, short throws and trying to just minimize things because let's face it, at 44 years old, Rivers' arm isn't quite what it used to be. But I also think this 49ers team is just going to be the better team than this Colts team at this point. I think that 4.5 number is pretty dang fair. If I had to place a bet at this point, I would definitely be going on the 49ers. That being said, the only thing I have in this game is Brian Robinson over 5.5 carries. That's the only thing that I ended up actually wagering money on. But
yeah, that's a great one for him over on his carries. I really like that. That's a nice number too. I would have expected it to be 6.5. So great call on that. We're seeing in the comments, Indy defense stinks against the pass. I don't see Purdy being scared of the secondary or man. Under the impression the Colts have been more zone. They do a lot of man coverage. They for sure do. They do play zone coverage in certain situations, but I do think they're going to get to Purdy today. What do you think here with the total? 46, 47.5, kind of floating around that.
That seems that feels high for me, but again, I just don't think that the Colts are going to be able to put up the offense to really keep pace in a game like this. And I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout. I could see the 49ers being able to get the points that they need and then kind of standing pat. Again, like part of the reason I have the Brian Robinson play is A, he's been getting a lot more than 5.5 carries. B, I think they're going to be able to in the second half say, okay, let's ease off Christian McCaffrey's workload. Let's work in the other running backs here and just kind of see this game out. I see that being kind of how this goes. And I think that they're going to be able to kill enough clock in that second half that we're not going to be getting over that total.
Okay, 67 Silver Hazy has the question we all want to know. Is the mustache real?
Come on. The mustache is real.
Okay. Hey, that'd be pretty funny if you're like, no, it's not. I'm pulled it off. So
it's been fake this whole time.
I can imagine. Okay, so what do you think then of Prez's play on the Colts team total under the 20.5? If you're liking this one for the 49ers, you're liking a lower scoring game, Colts under 20.5, or is that pretty tight?
Yeah, I mean, that's 3 touchdowns. I don't know that they're going to really get in the end zone 3 times here. Yeah. Again, I lean to the under. If it's another way that you want to play this where you kind of just want to be fading the Colts and Phillip Rivers, I don't think that's a bad idea. Personally, in the prop market, I would go the other. It depends on how you want to attack the game. And you can have your different ideas of what's going to happen. But if you think that they're going to, if you think the Colts are going to struggle, I'd personally rather be playing some of these team total and game total unders than trying to attack it in the props market. Whereas if you think that the Colts are going to be able to move the ball and have some decent success, I'd personally be on some of these Phillip Rivers props because you've got obscenely low numbers comparatively to a baseline NFL quarterback. And those are always the kind of spots where I like to take advantage. Like Derek and I, again, plugging the Friday show, Derek Carty and I talk all the time on prop culture about how we see guys like Shadur Sanders, Tyler Shugg, even Brady Cook. We were on the overs for a lot of these guys because we're kind of banking on them, the market being a little bit lower rating them and them actually being able to play up to a baseline NFL quarterback.
Okay, so Rivers props has moved. Like he is 260 or 162.5 for his passing prop. I know earlier in the day it was 160.5. And I swear when I did the early lines, maybe on Monday of last week, we were looking at a 158.5 sort of number, right? So what are you thinking with him? It's ticked up 4 points. I took it to the over at 160.5, at 162.5. You think it may be slightly light? Can we get enough arm strength out of him here?
I think we can. Like I said, like they know they're not taking deep shots. We know this. We saw it last week. They're going to say, okay, we have our receivers that are good at working these underneath routes. We're going to work in a lot of crossers. We're going to work in a lot of mesh concepts. And we're just going to focus on Phillip Rivers is going to be good at what he can do. And that is he can read the defense and he can make the quick decisions and say, okay, this is where the ball is going on this play. This is where I need to get the ball on this play. And he's just going to make those decisions. And they're not going to make him sit in the pocket and wait for deep developing routes because then you run the risk of him getting hit more. And again, 44 years old, they're going to focus on those short dink and dunk routes and try and break one off and get that yards after the catch because the Seattle really just sat in a cover two and said, we're going to give you the field. And they were able to take advantage of that. Now, I think that that's the only path that he really has to getting over a number like this. If I'm going to attack the prop market in that way, I'd be a little bit inclined to try and work in some of this reverse correlation with maybe some of these wide receivers going up over a receptions total and under a yardage total, or the flip side, if you think they're going to be able to take these small ones and break one big. That's how I would personally look at it with the passing concepts and what I think we're going to.
Well, we know Phillip Rivers in the past has always loved to feed the tight end. So you could look at Tyler Warren there to be able to get those receptions as well as the receiving yards. I think both look slightly light. I want to talk about Phillip Rivers and his rushing prop. Now, it's been made such a thing that he's carrying so much weight that there's no way he can run. Even he's making fun of that stat because he can't run. He never could run, even at prime playing weight in his career before. This number is, though, hilarious. Over half a rushing yard is plus 220. If you think he can run for 1 yard in this game, the under a half a rushing yard, it's minus 300, Tom. I've never seen a line like this for a quarterback. Have you?
I mean, yes, I have. And the fun thing is last week, Phillip Rivers actually had some books had a negative 0.5 rushing yard number.
Oh, wow.
Which is really interesting because it's the only time that you can be betting an over and also be betting on things not to happen. And we love betting on things not to happen. It's much easier than betting on things to happen. That being said, buyer beware with these. If anything, you want to go to his rushing attempts market and bet the over in that because he could get over he could have a rushing attempt. It's a quarterback kneel, losing 2 yards. Mm-hmm. You go under on that. You go under on that prop where if you bet the rushing yards, but if you bet rushing attempts, all of a sudden you're a winner there. And you can get that, maybe they go into the half with the kneel down. Maybe they win the game. Normally, I'm more inclined to bet on the quarterback for the favorite team. I'm inclined to bet their rushing total over because, they're the favorite. Better potential for them to be the team having quarterback kneels at the end. And let me tell you, it is very fun when you're like you're 2 rush attempts short on a prop. And then you go, wait a second, we're getting QB kneel downs. And you hit that bet. But that's where I would look. Check the rushing attempts market for Phillip Rivers rather than just hoping that he's going to break one because you don't care if he breaks one for 1 yard or 5 yards.
Yeah.
You only need him to go over the half. Quarterback kneel gets you there as opposed to sinking you if you have the half yard.
Okay, great advice there, Tom. Are you kind of shocked, though, that this line is only 4.5? Like, didn't you think the 49ers, even though they're on the road, maybe a 6.5 point favorite? That's another reason that I lean towards the Colts. I was like, the books already have this a pretty tight line here at 4.5.
I don't know. I think that 6.5 is a lot of points to give a team on the road,
Yeah.
especially a team that does have a lot of talent in this Indianapolis Colts squad. I mean, they are where they are for a reason, but the 49ers have also been a little rough with the injury situation this year. It's been quite absurd. You've got almost everyone has been hurt. Brandon Ayuk is literally AWOL, which is just a fascinating subplot to the season that we didn't see coming. We're in a golden age of diva wide receivers here between George Pickens, DK Metcalf, now Brandon Ayuk getting involved too. Just wild stuff going on there. 4 feels about right to me for where I am on both of these teams. An interesting little anecdote about the 49ers, though.
Yeah.
If they win tonight, they are 5 home victories away from being Super Bowl champions. All they have to do is win the next 5 games, which for them would all be at home because they finish out the season with 2 home games. If they win both of those, they will clinch the 1 seed and have home field advantage through the playoffs. And the Super Bowl this year is in Levi Stadium. So they currently sit just 5 home wins away from Super Bowl.
Do you think they can do it, Tom?
No, not a chance.
Okay. It's like, should we be getting on those props right now? We got a couple questions here. Dabo Pedro asking, in agreement, there's no way the Colts cover. I think the Colts cover. You're in agreement they don't cover, right, Tom?
I could see this one ended up at a touchdown, but I mean, I don't really, again, I didn't bet the side in this one for a variety of reasons. It would not surprise me if this game ends up being decided by a field goal, but I do think that San Francisco is going to be able to get to Rivers, is going to be able to stifle this Colts offense a little bit, even with how banged up they are. I have a hard time seeing that this is going to be anything more than, okay, maybe bringing in a 44-year-old quarterback to save our season isn't the right answer.
Come on, Joe Flacco did it. Stop denying Phillip Rivers. He was my quarterback back in the day. I don't know. You can see. Actually, you can't. He's right over here. Phillip Rivers is on my wall. What about, there's a question in the comments here of Brock Purdy. Can you see Brock Purdy running it into the end zone? I just wanted to look at the plus money on that. Plus 600. Oh, I don't know if that's enough for me at plus 600 for Purdy. I was hoping it was plus 8.
Take it. I have him 30-1 for first touchdown.
Okay. Oh, nice. 30-1 for the first tutty. Yeah, I'm seeing still 30-1s hanging around out there. I love it. What else have you got for us?
Kyle Juszczyk first touchdown seems fun.
Okay.
That's always a fun one. You find him around like 50-1.
Yeah.
And let's see here. I'm going to pull up my odds logic screen and see if I can't look at these props and try and build us something, because I do love some of these guys where you can build. It's terrible for your account health, but I do love building a nice reverse correlation prop because and everybody, you see it and you're like, wait, that's dumb. Why would you take a guy's yardage over and his receptions under? And then you go, oh, wait, that's brilliant, because the books are going to look at that and be like, why is this idiot placing this? And then you have to realize that it comes all the way back around to the books see you do this and go, wait a second, that guy knows what he's doing. But I digress. I feel like there's something to maybe like a Kendrick Bourne under receptions over yardage. His yardage total is only at 26.5. His receptions are at like 1.5. Jawan Jennings, maybe, but his yardage total is at 56.5. And like, he's not, they pass to him in more situations than just a deep threat. And like, that's what we really want to look at. You want to look at the guys that get those, that really are only getting those deep looks. Like Josh Downs would be the third guy that I might throw out there. But off the top of my head, A-Dot is the way that I want to look at that. And just Fred pointing out Jawan Jennings. Yeah, Jawan Jennings has taken a much bigger role in that offense, which has been very interesting to see.
Which running back do you think has better possibility of getting in the end zone twice? Jonathan Taylor plus 270, CMC at plus 320. And remember, CMC is great with his hands. We know he's been getting more receptions out there as well. Plus 320 for CMC, worth a look, or is it Jonathan Taylor who has better chance? It's just
I'd go Jonathan Taylor personally because first off, the 49ers are going to give Brian Robinson a little bit more work in the red zone. Jonathan Taylor is not really going to lose red zone carries to Amir Abdullah. And they're also again, 44-year-old quarterback. I would hope the Colts are about to lean heavily on their superstar running back in this game.
You would hope so. Phillip Rivers is throwing that up, though, you guys. You could look at the interception, the pick six, a defensive touchdown for the 49ers defense. If you really want to go there, I think this probably is the time. There are 2+ defensive touchdowns is 12,500. I can't go there, but they're anytime touchdown plus 800. Colts defense plus 1,000. Might be an interesting way to look. It's not like Brock Purdy doesn't turn that ball over too.
Could be very interesting. I mean, I miss the old days where I would just every single week, you knew 3 things in life were certain: death, taxes, and Jimmy G backbreaking interceptions. Every single week I could set my watch to it.
Yeah,
but
that is
not
for
so much
sure.
anymore.
Okay, Tom, I appreciate your time here on Primetime Preview. Last call on WagerTalk. Can you let everyone know when your prop show drops live here on WagerTalk?
Absolutely. Yep. Every week, Friday, 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time, right here on WagerTalk. It's myself and Derek Carty. We're breaking down some nice props for you, getting you ready for your weekend. And of course, you can also follow me on Twitter at TV at Work. I'm mostly tweeting a whole bunch of bullshit, but there's some fun stuff in there.
It's always the best. It's a good time over there, Tom. So thank you so much for joining us here. You guys make sure you check out the show on Friday. Thanks, Tom.
My pleasure, Joe.
Okay, bye. Okay, you guys, make sure you tell Tom Viola anytime he says a first touchdown prop, because I tell you, he's been absolutely crushing it when he comes on here and gives out those touchdown props. So definitely take a look at those. We had the Prez, we had Teddy covers on. That was fun. If you didn't see that part and you're just jumping in live now, skip back, watch the start of this show, because, man, I tell you, I did not know what I was in for. I kind of had a feeling what I was in for when they said they wanted to come on together. But, man, I was not prepared for that. I didn't get yelled at, which was a great thing to see. But in this one, we had Prez coming on. He likes the under 20.5 for the Indianapolis Colts. We had Teddy coming on, grabbing the Colts plus the 4.5. We had Tom come on. He gave you all of those bets out there for the prop market. So it's going to be an interesting game. As for me, you guys, I like the Colts plus the 4.5. I also took a sprinkle on that money line. I just think the 49ers are going to underestimate what we're going to see out of Phillip Rivers. I think it's really hard to plan for Phillip Rivers and what he's going to be able to do with another week of practice under his belt. I was impressed with what we saw out of him versus the Seattle Seahawks. And I know the Seahawks were in a look-ahead situation to the Rams. So I had the Colts plus the points in that game, expecting the Seahawks to be preparing for that divisional clash on deck. But I didn't think they would hang that tight. Remember, they were like a 13-point dog. It was, a 3-point game. So I think we'll get something out of Rivers in this one. He might surprise the 49ers, and I'm expecting this defense to really give Brock Purdy a hard time. So that's where I'm going. I'm looking at Tyler Warren to go over his receptions to get that anytime tutty. I'm looking at Jonathan Taylor to really get those rushing yards on the ground. I liked his rush attempts to the over. That number was 22 or 23.5 earlier in the day. So I looked there. I do think he has the possibility of getting in the end zone. You can't take it for 1+ touchdowns. The 2+ at plus 270, I kind of wanted more value. I do think Brock Purdy will get that ball to Kittle, though. We've seen him have so much success, and he really gets those receptions out to George Kittle. So I took George Kittle for the anytime touchdown as well, but didn't do much else with this game. But you guys, I appreciate you also very much for being here. All the best in all of your bets. We'll be back Thursday night. No, Thursday day. Thursday's Christmas Day, you guys. Crazy. It's already here. Ariel is going to be hosting the show Christmas Day on Thursday. It's 11 a.m. Eastern. She'll have on the Prez, and Steve is coming on as well. Not sure who else. Steve Merrill, maybe Teddy Covers. So you guys make sure you join them 11 a.m. Eastern. But until next time, stay hot. Let's make some freaking money. And I won't be here next week. Kelly will be hosting for the last Monday night show. I appreciate you guys so very much. Stay hot. Let's make some freaking money. I will see you shortly.